Tak, przewieźcie się jak ja w drodze do żabki, dokładnie. Dokładnie tak.
Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your brother would have sided with the Abyss.
No, też się tego nie spodziewaliśmy, to prawda, to prawda.
Well, keep your chin up. Paimon believes in both of you. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? He said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets he still has lots more to tell us. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going.
Jakie głosy mam ściszyć? Nie, no dajże spokój.
Don't mention it, partner. Travel buddies are supposed to look out for one another. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your brother away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her.
A, czyli jednak chcę kontynuować znaleźć tego Boga. Myślałam, że po tym jak się spotkaliśmy z naszym bratem, to ten Bóg zszedł trochę na drugi plan. No bo to Paimon jest, to co zrobisz, nie?
Yeah, Paimon bets she's the key to understanding this whole mystery. Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the Animo and Geo Archons. So, next...
Let's go to Inazuma! Dajesz, idziemy.
Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other way in. Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance?
Słuchaj, trzeba znaleźć kogoś z Inazumy.
Paimon's thought of someone already. Atsuko in Lua Harbor. She's from Inazuma. Let's see what she has to say.
Okej. Okej, to idziemy ten. Chapter 2, w końcu. W końcu rozdział 2. Dobra, czekajcie. Gdzie to? Gdzie to? Gdzie to? Tu. Ale to podejrzewam, że to nie będzie takie easy, wiecie, sobie wjechać do Inazumy. Chociaż ciekawe jak ten Elektroarchon zareagowałby na Travelera, który włada więcej niż jedną mocą ogólnie. Więzienie! Nie wolno. Może będziemy kopać dół, aż trafimy na Inazumę? Znaczy ścieżką lodową za pomocą Kei, no.
Oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local. Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well,
Bardziej
there is
egzekucja.
a way,
Great! We came to the right person!
but the chance of success is incredibly small.
Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supplies soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then I blacked out.
Czyli laska se stworzyła draft. W sensie no taki... Jak to się za draft? No wiecie o co mi chodzi, nie? Tratwę, dokładnie. Mówiłam, że wiecie o co mi chodzi. Widzę, że masz dyplom z archeodeologii. Draft. No tratwę. I sobie stamtąd wypłynęła, czyli po prostu są zamknięte też sieci morskie.
But to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me.
Orchicki.
Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
Proszę bardzo, a to
What
nie
a
możemy...
horrible journey! And you set off knowing
Czekajcie.
how dangerous it was? Why?
A nie możemy po prostu zadzwonić po Ventiego taksę, Ubera i po prostu tam polecieć. Skoro ona musiała to na tratwie. No jest nielegalną imigrantką, no w sumie też prawda.
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
O, źle się czuła tam. Rozumiem ją, jak się wiecie, jesteście gdzieś w jakimś miejscu, gdzie się źle czujecie i chcecie ten. Czyli mamy jakiś Kanjo Commission, które zatwierdza wjazdy i wyjazdy z regionu, więc no brzmi to, wiecie. No sobie podleciała, co to Inazumy? No nie wiem, może Venti się zna z Balem i może by, nie wiem, Venti zaprosił Bal na jakieś wino, na przykład, to byłoby dobre, no.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liu Chising.
No, Archoni się znają ogólnie ze sobą, nieistniejący, tak. Tylko podejrzewam, że to, co się wydarzyło w Kendry 500 lat temu sprawiło, że Archoni tak jakby się trochę oddalili od siebie. No, Venti na przykład zalewa smutki, że Ongi ma podpisaną umowę NDA z tym MOJE. Bal się zamknęła w ogóle od wszystkich, więc wiecie, no trauma to na całe życie jest.
One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this, but after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future.
Szukiwa umowę z MOJE. No tak, podczas questa z Ashdachą, no nasz Paimon i Traveler się zapytali Żongliego, co się wydarzyło te 500 lat temu w Kendry, to powiedział, że nie może powiedzieć, bo jest objęty umową. No i się śmiejemy, że ma podpisane NDA z MOJE, nie? Taki żarcik.
Unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there.
No, wydaje mi się, że raczej, raczej cię nie posłuchamy.
You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma.
Ooh.
And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Coś czuję, że my się tam ślizgniemy i raczej pojedziemy do tej Inazumy, wiecie, tak trochę nielegalnie.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
Kurde, Paimon, latasz. Jak możesz mieć chorobę morską, jak latasz? Choroba morska bierze się z tego, że wiecie, no siedzicie na jakimś tym, no podłożu, które dryfuje i po prostu to sprawia, że zaczyna wam być niedobrze. A ty latasz, Paimon!
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux Fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue.
Crux Fleet, czyli flota Bejdu.
Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way. The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Właśnie Paimon to jest taki oszust, no. Totalny. Dobra. Idziemy tu? A to nie jest ten statek? A nie, to był inny statek. A dobra, ten statek Beidou jest tam, okej. No to idziemy. A skąd ja mam wiedzieć, Karzik? Może się zmęczyła czy coś, no. Wiesz, latanie może też wymaga używania mięśni. Słuchajcie, ja tak sobie myślę, jakby tam chociaż powinna móc popłynąć. Bo stanę gdzieś na najwyższym tym i sobie polecimy tam. Dokładnie, idziemy na statek Beidou. Jak to gra w Lola i beze mnie gra w Lola? No nie! No nie! Obrażam się. Nic mi nie powiedział, że gra w Lola. Smutno mi teraz. Czekajcie, bo... Ale powinna mocno coś wejść tutaj. O. Dziękuję. A tam po linie będę wchodzić. Dobra, jestem. Dzień dobry. Puk, puk. I mam pogadać. Nie widzę tu Beidou. O, jest. Jest
Who have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatui and SOCIALE, right?
Yep.
Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person.
O, już
Judging by
mamy
the clothes
fory.
on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Hey, the name's not Floating Thing. It's Paimon.
Paimon?
Emergency food.
What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... Yes, the stars.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet. And that gives our encounter meaning.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Inazuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
O, jaki romantyk.
No, I can't argue with that. Okay, then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake
Właściwie może
tends
się
to lack
dogada z
meaning.
Fischl, nie?
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean...
I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are 2 important rules. 1, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. 2, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided.
A nie mamy wizji. No właśnie, a ja nie mam wizji, ale...
You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after. Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
A, czyli mają jakiegoś wisiorka bez właściciela, tak? O kurde.
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent.
No właśnie tak, nie do końca bez określonej wizji, ponieważ chyba, że oni mają, że to jest ten tak jakby sam wisiorek, a obwódkę to sobie sami robią, że na przykład należą do takiego i takiego regionu, bo jak zauważyliście te wizje, one mają obwódkę jeszcze, nie? Więc jeżeli mają samą wizję, no to okej. Ale to jest to, o czym ja mówiłam. Potwierdzają teraz się moje słowa, o których mówiłam, że to nie jest tak, że wizję musi stąpić Bóg, Archon i nadać błogosławieństwo komuś tej wizji, tylko można, kurde, tą wizję przez przypadek nawet dostać. Właśnie, to jest to, o czym ja mówiłam.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents.
Dziękuję za potwierdzenie moich
And
słów.
hopefully this
Miłojo.
time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma? No sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice.
A,
Masterless Vision, or a ticket to Inazuma aboard the Alcor. Up to you.
no nie, no i tak musimy wziąć jakiś w tym
I just
turnamencie.
want her to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest. Kazuha and I will be over soon.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Dobra. O, nawet questa dostałam. Lul. Jak logikę? Dobra, mamy questa. No nic, wygląda na to, że będziemy musieli się pobić. A z kim się będziemy bić? O, tutaj jest to. A, tu, okej. Będzie walka, czatki. Będziemy walczyć. Fight, fight. O, teraz sobie wzięłam tego liścia. O, ma z synem go jako jury na arenę. Aro, Kadzi, pyszę, ja nie wiem, jakie ty masz bronie, a po drugie zapraszam cię ewentualnie na showcase o Rosarii, który robiłam. Tam podaję jakieś tam brońki, więc no. Jeszcze momenty z Bejdu są? No, będą później. Znaczy, cały czas questa robimy, Hoxley. Więc on pewnie trochę potrwa. Dobra, będzie walka jakaś, turnament.
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are. Beto said that they had to be renowned fighters. Who will we be up against?
Na ten showcase
Hi there.
Travelera,
Are
mówi
you here
żabka.
for the Crux Clash too?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
This master of yours must be pretty incredible, huh?
Ale to jest
Are they someone famous?
bez sensu, bo to nie jest powiedziane, że ta wizja się uaktywni nawet, więc... Znaczy, no, zawsze jest jakiś tam cień szansy niby, no ale...
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. Liang and I are both proud disciples of his. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created many different styles of kung fu, and countless other clans have borrowed extensively from him. To the Lingshan clan, he teaches a special technique known as force dispersal.
Force dispersal?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist, or change the direction of an incoming stone, all without breaking a sweat.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics. There's no way we could use it proficiently yet.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, we'll probably run out of money to pay the tuition fees and still have nothing to show for all our training.
O,
There's a
biedni.
tuition fee?
Of course! This is a grand master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face-to-face training, you've got to show you're sincere about it.
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement. Master is getting increasingly impatient with us. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Ale
Exactly. It can't hurt to try.
Guhua Clan
And
był
if it turns
silniejszy
out it does work,
przecież.
the Lingshan clan will go down in history.
I ogólnie Guhua Clan jest takim trochę... małym... Znaczy, jedyną osobą w Guhua Clan był Simsho. Teraz, jakoś tak. Dendego, nie? Czy coś mi się pokićkało?
Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
Siema, Sajo.
See you in the arena!
Dobra, chcę bitkę. Bardziej wiesz, że to nie jest czas na zadawanie pytań z fabuły, nie?
Hello. Are you here to compete in the Crux Clash?
A tak,
You bet I
Sakushimi,
am.
no też tak to
Have you put your
brzmi.
names down yet?
Jak takie fajtłapy, co udają, że są uczeni przez wielkiego mistrza i w ogóle, no.
Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. Then allow just anyone to take part. The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is gonna get their butt handed to them. Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that. So, Paimon's wondering, are you a renowned fighter?
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock Freestyle Combat Summit. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Also, that doesn't sound like the most official tournament out there.
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on for years. There were plenty of competitors when I took part. Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. I soon sorted them out.
A ten się z
They
kolei
tried to
chwali
sneak past me
jakimiś
under the
swoimi
cover of
osiągnięciami,
They didn't. I
gdzie
planted
dla
a left
niego
hook
te
on the skinnier one's
osiągnięcia
face and sent
byłyby
him
jakieś w
flying.
ogóle ważne.
Then the big guy pulled out a knife. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse
No
kick sent the
dwóch
blade
było,
hurtling into a
uciekało,
beam
ale
above us.
złapałem ich, ho, ho, ho. Pomogłem armii mililitów, o, ho, ho. Ja pierdzielę.
I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2 to 1,
Siema,
but I
Redziu.
still got the upper hand. I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course, but the fact remains that I did manage to subdue the both of them and hand them over to the Millilith.
Daily komuś
I received
pokazać
quite the
8 na jednym daily. No.
Uh-huh. But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work.
No to Paymon po prostu tutaj wyjaśniła pana. Cóż.
All right, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena, but I don't plan on losing to a pair of
Całą
children anytime
ranę.
soon.
No. Ale dobra, dajmy mu się nacieszyć, że chociaż 2 złapał. Niech się czuje dobrze. Przynajmniej z tego powodu.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash too? If so, seems I found myself another new
O
adversary.
nie, tu mamy takiego chłopczyka pewnie, zadumanego w sobie.
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champion.
No.
For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the puzzle that is my life. No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I am looking to become a perfect person.
Narcyz.
I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks. I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seemed to get on with just about everyone socially.
No, aż nie, bo zaczął płakać, że taki dzieciak się zgłosił. Ej, no nie, co za ludzie. Rozumiem, że z
In
niej
most
będziemy
people's
walczyć czy coś,
eyes,
tak?
I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person. Though, of course, I'd never let the praise get to my
Siema.
head.
Dzięki za
I know I
followka.
haven't reached perfection yet. Because there's one thing I'm still missing.
No taki chrapki jak Xiao, a nie wiem, czy to jest ten głos Xiao.
A vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So they very kindly made special arrangements on my behalf.
No jeszcze jakieś fory dostanie, co to ma być?
I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good friends in my neighborhood. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of Kung Fu. As a high achiever by nature, I'm confident I've done enough to guarantee my victory in this tournament.
To zły bliźniak Xiao. O. A może. Chociaż może wpiszecie imię jego i może zobaczycie, czy wam wyskoczy voice
You
actor.
don't mince your words, do you? The arena will be the judge. Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get to see me in action.
Nie ma info o tym? Kurde.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average.
Właśnie, Pajmo, nic specjalnego, dam
Jake's a
radę.
village arm wrestling champion, huh? All right, you're signed up. Next, please. What's your name?
To my.
Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
O matko, nie.
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask. Aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god?
Jop, to my. Orchidia, to
really
ty?
her?
To ja.
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
O, to my.
Oh, I wonder if I can get her autograph later.
O,
I trust you
dobra,
were aware
autografy
that,
będzie później.
Only those
Czas.
without visions can enter the tournament?
No, ja nie mam wizji.
Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable, face off against all sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always
Magia.
come out on top.
Yep, she still doesn't have a vision though. See for yourself.
No nie mamy
My
wizji.
apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no
Znajomości.
reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god SOCIALE, so that's one. Do you have any others?
A nie mogę wszystkich? No, uratowaliśmy Dwalina, no to jednak to jest dosyć duże osiągnięcie.
Yeah, put that down. And also, defeated the Fatui Harbinger
A tak.
child.
Pajma to dodała.
Might as well declare her the champion
O
already.
Boże, patrzcie, to minę Lumin. To ja rozwaliłam Childa, to ja. Ja nie mogę, przepraszam, mnie to rozśmieszyło.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a brief word about the prize. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize, namely, a vision.
To jest Inazumy wizja. Dobra, czyli oni dostają To jest wizja Inazumy. Ale może być pewnie jakikolwiek ten. Kiedy chwali się, że w wieku 500 lat rozwalasz nastolatka. Oj tam. Także to jest wizja z Inazumy, no. Ale my mamy jeszcze inną nagrodę.
We're not
Przecież.
here for that. We're here because Captain Beidou promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
No właśnie.
There's another prize too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
O, trzeba było nie mówić tego na głos.
Beidou must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beidou in advance then? Well, nobody expected you to sign up to a tournament like this. I can hardly believe it myself, to be honest.
Jeszcze jedna nagroda, 60 primo. No, w sumie.
Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament. Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Tibet think that you can't manipulate the elements without one. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament.
Patrzcie, Paimon jest
To
czasem...
avoid any misunderstandings.
Patrzcie, jakie to mądre, no. No mądre.
In any case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any elements, right?
Jak 4, znamy 3. Od Anemo, Geo i obwódki od Inazumy, nie? Jaką masz czwartą?
All right, it's showtime. You got this.
A Childa? A, jeszcze Childa jest, tak, bo jest już znali, dobra. True.
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete?
No, zapomniałam o Rudym.
Good. Then please follow me into the arena.
No to co, nie? Będziemy się bić tak na miecze? Czy jak?
Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament.
Oh, okay.
Her first bout begins now!
Ale on tak bez...
You? You're the hero they're talking about? Ugh,
ale tak bez
how am I
miecza?
supposed to win now?
Okej. Czemu on tak mało życia w ogóle? Czemu gram Lumin? No ale dobra. Dajesz im porę. Ej no, a jak ktoś ma Travelera, nie wiem, na 20 albo 30 poziomie, to co wtedy? O matko. Ej, to aż chcę... A czekajcie. Co? Ile? What the fuck? Czy to są moje artefakty? Co? Aha, czy to są moje artefakty? Ale te numerki tutaj to jest jeden wielki scam, tak? Co jest grane? Wróciłeś, Harashiken? To witaj. Czyli to jest scam, tak? Bo to... Co jest grane? No ale okej. No dobra, okej.
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with? Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beto. She'll probably have something to say to us.
Okej. No to będzie easy tournament, słuchajcie. Będzie tak easy.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha?
Ja,
She
słucham.
totally dominated that guy and did it with style, too.
Impressive. But I
Bo to jest
also
prolog
observed our
Takeya, no.
favorite exercise some
Dopiero jak się
restraint,
pojawi Inazuma, to
as if to
wtedy,
protect
że
the
będziemy
opponent
mieć
from
dostęp.
serious harm.
Well, I
Jest
fought
tylko
my
wstęp.
fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show she put on just now, she's
me
more
in.
than convinced me of her ability. So come on. We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our up-and-coming champion?
All right. Let me think how to aptly phrase these words of praise. You fought well.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liyue's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how they stack up against you. Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching to fight someone in your league too, right? So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
Huh? But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like a crazy system if we just skip straight to the semifinals.
This is how Captain Beto works. You won't persuade her otherwise. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
Daliśmy fory.
To be fair, Paimon was thinking that too.
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential contenders for you out there, I want to know who they are and what they're about.
No w sumie Bejdu ustala zasady, więc no może robić co jej się podoba, no. Już
We're
popatrzyłabym z
finally
tamtymi
here,
dwoma.
folks. The real show is about to begin.
The captain seems to have high hopes for this tournament. I have not seen her so excited in quite some time. Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This makes him a seasoned warrior. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard. Very well. Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member that signed you up. She'll
Okej. Okej. Dzień dobry.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament. I do not doubt your abilities, but I would suggest that you make sure you are fully prepared before you begin.
Relax. My girl's at the top of her game. She ain't...
Okay, follow me.
Myślę, że MOJE tutaj da mi... O, to jest
At
ten typ.
last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The
czemu mam połowę
semifinals
życia?
have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
Wow.
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Dobra, rozumiem, że on... Okej.
It's some fury.
Znaczy, wyczaicie, że oni biją się pięściami, a my bijemy się mieczem? W sensie... Nie jest to zbyt sprawiedliwe. A będzie biegał. Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
I'm sweating all over. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best.
Right. For a moment there,
No
Prolog was
kończy,
a
te
little
wystawy
worried.
mogli zagrać, nie?
If you had a
Każdy
vision,
walczy, czym
you'd
chce.
definitely
No i
be
wszyscy
one of the
walczyli
strongest
pięściami.
around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, you'll have your chance to get one. But mine never came.
Zabrakło
I lost
animacji.
interest eventually.
O Boże.
You can't depend on a vision like you can your own body. I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that masterless vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters and see who was the stronger. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. I don't often have the pleasure of experiencing defeat.
Wow. Now that's true strength talking.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again.
No myśmy przynajmniej
I'll be
strzelili
stronger
gola,
next
nie?
time.
Robka.
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. So don't get too...
Okej. Czekajcie, bo ja mam wrażenie, że...
There he goes.
Bo ja sobie trochę utrudniłam zadanie, nie powiem, że nie. Ale...
Just what will we come across this time?
A nie. O, la, 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 la. Właśnie, ja tutaj nie mam życia. Trochę kappa. W sensie, no okej, w porządku, ale bez przesady. No bo normalnie ja mam... No właśnie, mi coś tu się nie pasowało totalnie. W sensie... Okej, dobra. To co, finały jakieś czy coś?
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent. Quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's
Czy
missteps.
normalna walka?
I faltered for but
Jak
a brief
normalna
moment.
walka?
But before I knew it, he
Then touch the darkness
my
within
stature,
me.
I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong
Siema,
opponents.
Jasinek!
But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such
No,
as him,
wróć za jakieś, nie
I
wiem,
found myself
10 minut.
completely out of my league.
Jasinek subuje
Albo
przez
nie
2
wiem, za ile.
miesiące. O nie, spoilery.
No, to wróć później. Tak, jak nie chcesz spoilerów. Dziękuję bardzo za subka, dziękuję. A właśnie, czatki, bo macie dostępne 5 darmowych tych za followers emoticon. Jak coś, bo tutaj Twitch ostatnio jakieś cuda robi.
Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Ale jak normalna walka ma? Przecież mieliśmy nie walczyć z tymi, z wizjami. Coś jest, no. Właśnie, tak. No dobra, okej. To zmieniłam.
But where did the other guy go?
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. There
Dostał
was blood
nohala.
all over the place. His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, why didn't you dodge? But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply. Why don't you dodge, they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit. I don't dare tell my master about this, otherwise I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment, so I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask me about.
Oh, all right then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
We still haven't got any useful information yet.
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind, and it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt, and managed to claim victory over your opponent. That is a most invaluable skill. In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beto did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
No, w sumie.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will
No,
be in
jest
the final
słodki ten
round.
Kazuha, no.
Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the
No,
matter?
taki dorany
Worried
przyłóż,
that you've bitten
dokładnie.
off more than you can chew this time?
Taka ja, oglądaliśmy showcase. A ty się pytasz o takie rzeczy. Czuję się po prostu teraz źle. Bardzo się źle czuję, taka ja totalnie, no. No to idź na YouTube'ka i tam masz showcase, jak się buduje Kazuha, no. Tam jest, specjalnie zrobiłam filmiczek, no. Zły widz, dokładnie, Sakushimy, zły widz.
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we? I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Oh.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the struggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill?
Dokładnie, przygotowania zgłaszaliśmy na początku streama, to już po ptakach. Proszę ustawić niedostateczny. No nie przygotowałeś się, Takeya, no.
I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set.
Pa, siadasz.
Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Kazuha szpieg!
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Okej, gdzie mam iść? Gdzie ten Kazuha chce mnie wywieźć? Dobra, przejdziemy się, żeby nie było. Tylko ciągle teleportuję. O, był krabik, halo, krabik. On był. O, krab. Krab. Dobra. Hej! Krabiki. A nie ja, dzięki za followa, hejka. Dobra, jest Kazuha.
Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements. And not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
No tak, jest to prawda, no.
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Could you perchance
No
enlighten
właśnie,
me as to how
czy
you manage
Kazuha
to
ma coś
obtain your
wspólnego z
combined
Razorem?
elemental abilities?
Właśnie, bo sami nie wiemy, jak to w ogóle się dzieje za bardzo.
Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learn to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
No nie wiem, czy dzięki wiedzy Paimon, bo w sumie nawet Paimon nie wiedziała, że chociaż... No właśnie nie, no w sumie nie wiem. Razor z Inazumy? Znaczy no nie, że Razor z Inazumy, ale czy coś Razor z Kazuhą mieli wspólnego, nie wiem. No bo ten też, kurde, o zapachach mówi, nie? No dobra, to by lecz.
It's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind.
Nadrobiłem, nie
It's been a
słuchaj
long
już.
journey,
Okej,
and
dobra.
many things have happened along the way. Somehow, she just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
No wszyscy by go
Perhaps such
adoptowali.
unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me.
To zawołajcie Childa, to
Of
już
course, I
pobawimy.
too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange.
Fair enough.
Now then, let's test your skills, shall we?
Okej. Defeat the monsters, suszę okazucha, okej. Ale to tak obojętnie?
Outlines your fate. No, my
Muszę
sword.
walczyć z Travelerem, bo nie rozumiem.
Adventure time.
Teraz takie nie możesz oblać, no. Już nadrobiłeś, to wiesz.
Solidify!
A nie, to skupia, bo nie mogę przecież wymiennie zamieniać elementami, nie? U Travelera muszę iść specjalnie do statui, żeby to zrobić. Chociaż to jest głupie, bo w cutscence to tak sobie wymiennie zmienia, a w grze to no...
Time to go.
I will have order.
Już napatrzyłeś się?
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance,
Jezus, kim
which
jest ten
enables him to
oponent?
execute moves that many would find impossible.
Czyli okaże to
He
sam
relies
kazucha.
entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you. Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions.
A nie prościej byłoby się iść zapytać Żongliego na przykład albo Ventiego. Byłoby to wiele prościej móc iść się zapytać po prostu.
My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding
Już coś
Inazumy.
dowiemy na temat Inazumy teraz.
So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead.
Kurde, przerąbane trochę to.
In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself? Not to mention, with no new Electro-visions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
Baltyran.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro-Archon before?
Nie, nie, na pewno nie był Elektroarchon.
With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
Jeszcze jedna ciekawa kwestia. No, story postaci mówi, że nie daje jej się wyrzucić, bo wraca. A oni tak odbierają? W sensie? Ale o czym teraz mówisz, Mona? O wizji?
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together.
Czy o czym? O wizji? No ale tam właściciel tej wizji, on umarł, nie? Aha, mówisz, że konfiskują. A może Elektron Archon ma jakąś moc zatrzymywania wizji? Albo mamy niedopatrzenie trochę
Very well.
ze
Let's
strony,
go.
no...
I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Ze strony, wiecie, magia. No. Doszukiwanie się logiki w grach komputerowych. Jak...
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the two finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen her, her reputation knows no bounds. She strikes fear into the heart of SOCIALE, and the mere mention of her name causes even Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's Traveling Hero!
No przecież ten face Lumin... No... Nie mogę.
Wow!
I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the semi-final, but today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived.
Właśnie, gdzie on jest?
Come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit
No
for
to
not
wygramy
showing up like in
walkowerem,
previous
no.
rounds. This is the finals.
No, walkowerem mi dajesz, no. Jedziemy do Inazumy, nie ma co.
Apologies, everyone just sit tight. We've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Nie no, walkowerem! Jakie przesunąć mecz? No nie, typ się nie zjawił, to się oddaje walkowerem zwycięstwo, no.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beto, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler, come with us.
Czyżby ktoś podpierdzielił tą wizję?
Let me see. It's gone all right. The vision is missing.
Podpierdzielił wizję.
Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beto.
No need to
Bejtu
worry.
się wkurzyła.
Even the
Siema,
craftiest sleight of
Karasu.
hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze. The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Jak
Well,
ktoś
if you
podpierdzielił
insist,
tą wizję, która
leave the matter
była
to you then.
w finałach
I'll
wystawiona.
stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
If you would, please come with me.
Ej, no niby mogli wziąć ze sobą tą pudełko, prawda? Ale może wiecie, wszyscy tutaj myślą, że nikt, wiesz, że wszyscy są dobrzy, nie? I nikt nawet nie pomyśli, żeby podpierdzielić wizję.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there we can continue our search for clues.
Pan Fatui tutaj jest.
By the
Dzień
way,
dobry.
what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Chodź tu.
Then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
line's your fate.
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
Can't run from dead.
Ktoś widział jego trailer, jak go mijał strzały. Tak samo robi aktualnie z Wishami. W sumie zgadzałoby się trochę, no. Czekajcie. Nie chciałam z tobą walczyć. Dobra, przepraszam. Podeszłam sobie za daleko, no. Dobra, sio.
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris. This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Spoko, Kazuha, damy radę. Kto nie, wiesz. Kto nie jak my, nie?
They're here! Get them!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Oj, tutaj rozwalnami. Jaki stand back? Kazuha, weź, że się ogarnij. Daj spokój. Idziemy dalej. Dwa jakiś szajs jak z Venty z Michiganem przy Dwalinie.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into, and on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing you. In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist, namely speed, stealth, and style.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Właśnie bardzo dobrze.
Fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beto. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me.
Dobra, wszyscy gadać oddawaj.
I think not.
Może jednak.
I know an empty threat when I hear one. Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Matko Kazuha.
Whoa, we don't need to go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
Czy jednak walka. No, okej.
This is order.
I po walce. Mroczna strona Kazuchy, no.
No. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet still the gods do not bestow their favor upon him. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
A może wiecie, Kazuha to trap, tak?
What's
To
wrong?
były te
Are you asking for more
na banerze
punishment?
z brońkami.
It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable and fits the way of the samurai.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing
Nie?
me. You truly are generous.
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. But unfortunately...
Dobra, czyli
nothing
rozumiem, że
happened.
wygraliśmy walkowerem. Znaczy i tak
Yes.
walczyliśmy, ale no.
I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also
No właśnie,
unable
jak
to
pogada z
rekindle the
Ningguang.
vision. No matter. This was expected. I suppose
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision anyway?
the story begins with an old friend.
O.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god.
To jest wizja jego kolegi.
Perhaps one day I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Ale i tak najsmutniejszą historią póki co jest historia między Jolie a Guizhong. To jest tak kurde smutna historia, że po prostu...
Kazuha!
All right then. It's time we returned. Allow me to gather the wind for us once more.
No, także wygraliśmy, także proszę nas zabrać teraz do Inazumy. Go, 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 go! Nie ma na co czekać.
Huh? Did Beto leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang.
O,
It seems that the Crux clash got out
Możesz
of hand
pogadać
this
z
time and has
Ningguang,
attracted her
Kazuha.
attention. Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified. And our hero here is the
Nie,
champion.
mówiłam. Ja od samego początku.
Win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
To jest pytanie dnia, więc będziemy mogli teraz wybrać się do Inazumy.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazume is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest.
Klip? Co to było?
A woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazume is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. A woman of her word. But the voyage to Inazume is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a
Czekajcie, już to wam myślę. A co? Czekaj, zobaczmy to jeszcze raz. Ej, ona nawet nie dokończyła zdania. To było tak co? Co jest grane?
Perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons.
Co jest grane?
Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Ktoś użył czaru przywołania marżęcy.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful.
Paimon dalej nie ma. Ej ty, no faktycznie.
One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm
No, bo jest
may
jasno,
well
chwila.
prove to be the most arduous.
Zaraz ogarnę. Nic. Paimon zdmuchnęło po prostu z powierzchni ziemi.